God bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Mikey, eh?
God bless football, Stugotz.
I will tell you that it was nice to have the schedule come out yesterday and not sit there and sift through the jet schedule going, that's a loss. That's a loss. That's a loss. Even though I have them losing week 1 to Buffalo. I mean,
a lot of W's on my sheet, Stugotz. A lot of W's.
Yeah.
After week 1.
After week 1. Billy, what'd you do with the Dolphins?
I like this energy that you guys have, but again, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I'm so worried that it's not going to last all season. I'm so worried about this.
That's why we have to enjoy it now.
That's true.
We win now.
Yeah.
We win now.
We're in win now mode. And the Jets have never been in win now mode ever. I don't know how to feel about it. These feelings I'm having, I've never felt them before. Not caring about who they draft, not worried about the schedule, not worried about whether our quarterback can handle a certain situation and primetime games and all that good stuff. Billy, I do have a question for you.
Hey.
What was that, Mikey?
He can handle all the situations.
He can handle anything.
Good.
I know. He's won a Super Bowl. Billy, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about a little training camp tour with you guys coming up this summer. How do you guys, I know, Mikey's got a trip to plan, his annual football trips, but how about a training camp tour with us and the Golicks in Golicks Sprinter van?
Well, okay, in Golicks Sprinter.
Wow.
I was gonna ask you what the plan was for transportation because you flirted with this idea last year, but now it's just we're just gonna use Mike Golick's Sprinter van. So I guess that's more manageable. If I was Mike Golick, honestly, I would charge you for using that Sprinter van. I would send a bill for that. Also, here's my concern with this trip because we've discussed this in the past. You have, I think, this grand idea and this grand plan for how it would go in which every day you'd be in a different city and you would get a one-on-one sit down with the head coach and the starting quarterback and another big star on the team without realizing that every media outlet wants to have that access and is also sending people to those things. So for example, you were in New York last week, I think Tuesday, Wednesday, and then flew out Thursday, and told us hey, working on a sit down with Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers. And
I was.
Obviously it didn't happen because you had a 2-day window. So I think it's not a bad idea. I think that a lot more planning goes into it than just let's use Golick's van, if that makes sense.
Right. Well, my other plan B is just show up with Golick, and then I'll get all those coaches and I'll get the quarterbacks. I mean, Golick's the key to this entire trip, Billy.
Yeah.
I would say 2 things about that. One, within the first hour, Stugotz would be in one of those tow U-Haul boxes in the back with just smoke pouring out the back.
Yeah.
You could figure it out from there. And 2, I would say, I think Golick could probably get us those sit-downs everywhere except Philadelphia.
That's
For some
the
reason,
thing.
they hate him there.
It's a good point.
So this is what I'm thinking based on our relationships or whatever. I think that if you went to Kansas City, and I know this sounds crazy, you could get Golick with Andy Reid, and then maybe you could pull strings with your friendship that you have with Travis Kelce, and Kansas City would work. Now, here's the problem. Kansas City's kind of far from everything. You know what I mean? So then it would not be a great road trip. Now, if we went out to
But
LA,
Billy, keep in mind, it's the summertime. It's nice everywhere. So we go there, we go Green Bay, we go to Chicago, we go to places like that.
Not that far from Indianapolis or Notre Dame area.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Indianapolis, Frank Reich isn't there anymore, so we don't have that connection. And if we go out to see the Chargers, I mean, are we going to talk to Austin? Is he still going to be there? We haven't had that situation be resolved
don't know
yet.
Yeah, we don't know. Here's what I can tell you. I have reached out to Billy's friend Pat Hanlon at the Giants. They would love to have us for a day. They would, Billy. I'm telling you, they'd love to have us for a day.
I don't think that Pat liked me very much.
No, Pat loves you and he loves the show. And if
As much
we
as
wanted
Sims
to, we wanted to go to the Giants and then the Jets, we'll skip Philadelphia because the Eagles hate Golick. And maybe do a little northeast swing. That, in fact, we got Jalen Hurts on without Golick. I mean,
that is true.
I know.
Guess who else? Guess who else might be royalty? that can kind of join us for our Giants trip.
Who?
Chris Sims.
Oh,
We haven't spoken to him in a while.
I know. It has been we haven't, well, at least since the Jets acquired Aaron Rodgers, we haven't spoken to him. It feels like 5 or 6 months. Is that fair?
It's been a while.
Okay. Let's get to Chris Sims, our buddy from NBC Sports, who joins us every week in season. We're going to get an out of season fresh Chris Sims coming up next. I don't know if that's good or bad. We'll find out. Yes, off-season Sims looks a lot less tired than in-season Sims.
yeah, I guess so.
You actually do. You look like you got a tan. Have you been vacationing? Like, what's going on?
No, but I've been outside, and we finally got some nice weather here in the Northeast. So, like, it's been around high 70s. Today it's 80 here. So between my kids just being outside, I'm getting out there a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah. What's up? Oh, okay. Mikey A with the Yankees hat on. All right. Look at you. Look at that. Clean shaven beard there. It's nice and trimmed.
We all look better out of season.
Seriously. Man. Oh, Billy, that's I don't know. That's an okay hat. The rest of your room, though, very mature looking. It's very mature. Look at you.
See what's hanging up there over there?
Oh, I do. Yes, I see it. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you.
You know, he brings it out and hangs it there only when you're on, right?
That's not true. That's not true.
That's not true. That is not true.
It's actually
Mikey. Was it Mikey? We had a golfer on the other day. Billy put golf clubs back there. The golfer would think that he also golfs. Are you telling me that Sims jersey was there during that? I mean,
listen. Everybody looks and goes, "Is that a Chris Sims jersey? Like, why do you have that?"
Exactly. Where did you find that piece of crap? But wait, can't you guys, like, in some sort of like social media montage, do like a week by week, like, just screenshot of Billy's background? It'd be really funny, like, in showing the maturation of
it would
Billy's
look like claymation.
Right.
Yes.
You'll see that has been a staple there, though, for some time, Chris. I'll have you know.
Okay.
It's the golf clubs he planted in the office.
I also don't have room for them anymore. They were in my trunk, and I don't have room for them anymore. So it's like, well, this is going to be part of the background now because I got to put them somewhere.
Right. All right.
Wait,
good.
Sims, you commented on Mikey A's Yankees hat, where Aaron Boone, not your favorite manager, but they're 21-17. So where are you at with the Yankees right now? Let's start there.
Like, I'm not totally in baseball mode yet, right? Like, it kind of like as the NBA playoffs start to dwindle down, I'll start to jump more into baseball mode. But, like, I don't know. I'm underwhelmed so far by the way we've looked as a baseball team. And yeah, there's a part of me that's questions that. I just don't know the dynamic there. I hear too many stories up here in the New York area. And I think the thing that bothers me more than anything, and I can't verify this, but I've had people in the know tell me that, yeah, it just seems like he's a yes man for Brian Cashman. And that's the problem. And that's kind of what anybody you talk to around the situation kind of seems to think that when it comes to the Yankees.
Mikey, you feel the same way?
I do, and you know how I feel about Brian Cashman. Brian Cashman's got to go. And
I agree.
If Boone is just a yes man for a terrible GM, there you go.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to say he was terrible. He was good, right? He did a lot of good things, but, like, all things come to an end. And I just feel like it's time, like, we need a refresh. We need a rebrand. We need a new, just mantra and attitude to the baseball team a little bit.
I know it's been a while, guys, but that GM has kind of, helped you win 6 World Series.
Yeah. He also didn't for the first decade ever, we didn't win a World Series ever in the history of baseball. The Yankees didn't win a World Series, so he did that too. So
you're spoiled.
Billy, that's some first-class problems
right
there, man. I mean, try being a Marlin fan or Met fan for that matter.
Hey, Sim, what has Brian Cashman done with his resources that you couldn't have done in the same position?
Oh, boy.
Well, I hear what you're saying. I know your point. I know. You're right. He's had every resource available in the world and every advantage in the world. So you're right about that.
If I was able to get Aaron Boone on the podcast, would you tell him that you think he should be fired? Or
no, I would not. Stop causing fucking problems in my life, man. No, I'm not doing that.
Would you tell Cashman he should be fired?
No, but I've been on, like, WFAN before and have voiced my displeasure with Cashman a little bit, right? So it's out there, but I'm not trying to make a living in baseball commentary here.
Are you a Knicks fan?
Like, not really, but it is cool to see the Knicks back in the playoffs, and I am rooting for them, but not really. No, this is where I'm Giants, I'm Yankees, and because the Nets were in Jersey, right? And the Nets' old stadium, Brendan Byrne Arena, if anybody will ever remember that, it used to be right by Giant Stadium. So, like, a lot of times we had tickets. We had certain years where we had season tickets to the New Jersey Nets. So I kind of followed them over to Brooklyn. And then, like, Billy, you know how it is. Like, the Knicks were, when I was growing up, they were good, but for a kid that was 12 and 13, they were boring as hell. And their rival was the coolest guy in the history of the planet, and Michael Jordan. So it was hard for me to ever like the Knicks during that time period.
Wait, so when you were growing up, was that the Jason Kidd teams? You were.
Well, no, right? Jason Kidd would have been like college, end of high school, right? Kenyon Martin. But when I was growing up, they had like Drazen Petrovic, right? And remember that crew?
Yes.
And that was like, whoa, here we come, Nets. And of course, he had the tragic death in the car crash, and that kind of threw the organization off kilter for a little bit.
So so how do you do it with hockey? Are you a Devils fan or?
Yeah, I'm Devils fan. I did.
Panthers, Devils, Billy.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're getting our ass whooped, but I'm not a huge hockey fan. But yeah, it's like I grew up going to Devils games. Certainly more than a I've only been to one Rangers game my whole life. I probably been to 5 or 6 Devil games.
The Unbuttoned Podcast, we'll get to that in a second. PFT with Mike Florio every day on Peacock, Football Night in America. Chris Sims, our friend here, joining us on God Bless Football. Billy, I read on Sims's Twitter, Unbuttoned Podcast, 500th episode. How about that, man? Wow. That's a lot of podcasting, Sims.
3 during the, 3 a week during the season, 2 a week in the off season. It is a lot of podcasting, but I mean, you guys know, in the NFL, it always gives. There's always news. There's always something to talk about. So yeah, it's a nice accomplishment. It is, and it's cool to be a part of. And NBC's been very nice in supporting me.
Well, congratulations on 500. It's especially impressive since I think the second to last time you were on, Stugotz congratulated you for your 300th episode, and you had to tell him that was actually like 6 months ago, and you just found an old tweet.
Right. Yes, exactly right. Yeah, thank you for getting – I forgot about that. Yeah, Stugotz doing his really detailed homework before the show. Way to go, Stugotz.
Wait, so you've done 200 episodes in 6 months?
No, you were wrong last time.
Oh boy,
So what's up? What are we going to talk about?
I have a bone to pick
scheduled
with
release
you.
day. We're all talking at once. We're so excited to talk to you. But Billy can go first. We'll get to the schedule in a second. Billy's very excited about a game that's on Black Friday. It's Dolphins and Jets, and we haven't spoken to you since the Jets acquired Aaron Rodgers, which we'll get to in a minute. But Billy, go ahead. The floor is yours.
We have lots of things to get to, Chris. I have a bone to pick with you. Number one, we have the scheduled games that are going to come out. We need you to help Mikey decide his football trip for the season as well. We're going to go over some of the marquee games with you, and you're going to predict the winners and losers, obviously, because that's what you do as soon as the schedule comes out. But the first things first, the bone that we have to pick with you. During the season, you told us that you wanted us to come down and you were going to break down tape with us. And that invitation never came. And we have not done that with you at all in the offseason. And I'm wondering if that was just kind of like an empty invitation that you thought we'd forget about and not follow up with. Like, what happened there?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Life happened. I'm busy, right? You guys don't employ me, all right? You don't pay me. So what? I'm not going to just ruin my whole schedule for you.
And you invited us.
I don't think I invited you. I just said I think I was saying more of like, you guys invite me down to Miami and we'll watch some film together down there. I mean, that makes more sense. Why would I fly 2 of you up there when you could fly 1 of me down there? And a fellow worker in Mikey A comes down with me too. That just makes more sense in my opinion there.
Okay, so you want to come down here in the hot summer? I mean, did you hear what Greeny said about the weather down here? You want to deal with the elements? I mean,
I've dealt with them before, but no, it's like I would love to sit there and teach you and watch film together and show some, show some things to give knowledge or whatever else on how to watch it or But, carving out the actual time to do it, I don't know. That's a whole nother story, Billy. I don't know.
Empty promise.
How long would it take you to teach us three how to actually watch film?
Forever.
Well, that takes a long. I mean, it depends on where we're trying to go here. But like, I can certainly just give you some good keys of going like, as far as, hey, look at what the offense is trying to do. Look what the defense is trying to do. Look at the alignment. Just teach basic premises of the game that I feel like maybe you could appreciate more, when you watch it on film. Now, like, yeah, are you going to be able to watch film to the capacity like I can, right? Like, I was a good film watcher, but then had to go to another level when I got and worked for the New England Patriots, right? Because, like, I had to do it at such a pace and break down so many games that it taught me to really become a machine, to where I can almost see a play just once and be like, oh, the defense was in an over 57W front, and it was, strong I formation, and they motioned in the Z, and I can like go through it really quick because of those days in New England. That certainly brought up my level of detail in that department.
How does the week of June 12th sound? Just fly in, fly Mikey
I gotta check
in.
my schedule. Yeah.
I'm looking at you're out the 19th. I'm looking at your schedule right now.
Okay, dead shows. I'm good.
Well, just because we got a new studio. I don't know if you've heard, Chris. Lots has happened since the last time we spoke to you.
I
We
have
moved
a
into
little,
new
yeah.
studio. We're gonna have this
Right?
show on the DraftKings channel now. I'm gonna
Okay, thank
pencil you in for June 12th through 30th, if that works for you.
Pencil me in, sure. That's why they invented the pencil and the eraser. So pencil that in there.
Put it in pen, Billy.
Through the 30th.
Chris, it's a weird feeling not caring who the Jets draft, not looking at the schedule and going 0-1, 0-2, 0-3. So we haven't spoken to you since the Jets acquired Aaron Rodgers. It was a great day for both me and Mikey. It took longer than we thought, and it did not take them finding Mercedes Lewis, which is the best part of it. So what are your thoughts here on the Jets, their acquisition of Aaron Rodgers, and just kind of where they fall in the landscape of the AFC? Because even while having Aaron Rodgers, Chris, I'm not certain they're a playoff team. I got to be honest.
Well, I don't think you're crazy with that comment. Like, one thing I say to like all the crazy Jet fans that I always have to talk to at the gym or anywhere else in town is like, they go, what do you expect? What do you expect? What do you think? Playoffs? And I go, damn, I mean, you guys are really good. The roster's awesome. Yeah, you're a playoff caliber team. There's no doubt about that. But like you said it right, Stugotz. I mean, the AFC East is the best I've ever seen it ever. Like, I'm being dead serious. Like, other than maybe the mid 80s there, right? When you had the Dolphins and the Patriots and the Jets, who were all kind of good and in the playoff conversation. But I don't even think it's to the level of this, where like we have like, whoa, maybe arguably the best quarterback in the division. We have another Hall of Fame, like going in and, special all-time great quarterback. You got the Dolphins and like an all-star roster, right? And then you got, the evil empire in New England, which is not the same, but still going to be damn good. Like, I don't think the AFC East has ever been this good. And then on top of that, what I throw in there too, to my Jet fan friends is I think the AFC, we're going back to the 70s here. I don't think the AFC in general has been as good since the 70s like this. I mean, we're getting back to Steelers, Raiders, Earl Campbell and the Oilers. It's the conference is stacked right now. So, yeah, that does not guarantee playoffs, but the team is legit. And now it's just going to be about, hey, the early season schedule, how much momentum they can get, confidence they can get, how quickly they can all get on the same page here. But, like, as far as on paper talent, you guys know that. The Jets is still one of the best rosters in football, or one of the better ones for sure.
Chris, even from the wild card standpoint, I mean, you're just dealing with so many teams, man.
Right.
You got the Bengals, you got the Ravens. Tomlin's the best coach in football. Deshaun Watson might be better this year. I mean, there's just a lot to deal with in that AFC, man.
Exactly. Where I try to throw to people to do too that like makes sense to go, wait, the AFC, just think of it this way. A lot of people think the Bengals should have beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl and the Chiefs got a little lucky. And I want to sit here and go, the Ravens were on the 1-inch line up 7 and doing a quarterback sneak against the Bengals in Cincinnati, and the game totally flipped around, right? So to your point, yeah, we're talking like we don't even sometimes talk about the Ravens, and now they got Lamar and that's settled. They're a Super Bowl team. Like, I would not have been shocked with a healthy Lamar last year if the Ravens were in the Super Bowl against the Eagles, and they would have hung right in there with them. So, yes, there's incredible depth, AFC East, AFC North. The South is a little bit weak. We know that, but Jacksonville's super talented, and then the AFC West is stacked as well. So that's where it is tough, and it's hard to kind of figure out where the Jets are going to stand and all that.
What are you expecting from Aaron on the field this year? Is it something closer to the 2 years? Is it something closer to last year or the 2 years before where he was the back-to-back MVP or somewhere in between?
I think it's – I would probably say somewhere in between, but I think it's going to be – I feel like this is going to be a re-energizing type move. The energy of the building and the city and how everybody's treating him. I think that's going to – up his game. I think the way Green Bay kind of screwed him over and really, held the Jets' feet to the fire in this whole equation there. I think that motivates him too. So again, do I think like it's MVP quarterback type thing? No, but I think it's certainly going to be better than last year. And, too, he's maybe he's got a better supporting cast with him here with the New York Jets too, especially if the offensive line is healthy. To where, they could be dangerous for sure.
What are your thoughts on the other side of this? There's the Green Bay Packers. And so what are your thoughts overall on Jordan Love? Do you think Jordan Love could be a good NFL quarterback?
I do. I always did. I liked him coming out in the draft. I really did. I recognized there were some raw aspects to his game, right? But even like the little bit he's played over the last few years, I've seen the mechanical flaws that worried me. They have been fixed. I don't know how. And I think really, right, the Eagles game that the Packers played on Sunday Night Football this past year, I think that was the jump-off spot right there for the end of Aaron Rodgers, where Green Bay went, this guy's he's good. We can win with him, right? We don't know if he's going to be a superstar, but he wasn't like a deer in the headlights out there against the best team in football on the road on Sunday Night Football. He played really well. And I think that gave them the boost to go, wait, he's ready now. And yes, it's like Stugotz, to your point, I think people are sleeping on the Packers a little bit. It was a down year last year. They had a lot of things going on. Some of that was their own fault, and some of the issues they caused with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers caused issues because of that too. So I know it went both ways. But you break down that team, and you go, those receivers are going to be better. They got two freaky tight ends to work the middle of the field, right? Then we know good running backs. It's a good offensive line. The defense is good, and it underperformed last year. So I expect that to be better. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if we were sitting here talking late December going, man, the Packers, they look like they're going to be a wild card team. I don't think that's crazy to say at all.
Oh, that's interesting. What's your boy Shanahan doing with Trey Lance? Is Trey Lance going to be a 49er next year?
I don't know. Again, those are things where I don't get into that nitty gritty stuff with Shanahan, right? I don't want to know. I really don't want to know what his plans are because I don't want to blurt them out accidentally or say something, right? And then be like, damn, he's mad at me. I wasn't supposed to say that, right? So we don't go down that. I don't want to know too much personal stuff with his football team.
What's the point of being friends with him then? Like, what are his good qualities? Like,
besides the tattoos?
What makes him such a great friend?
He's awesome. We both love football, like, right?
But you don't talk about it.
Well, but we talk. Well, see, this is where it's awesome in my position and my other friends who are head coaches in football. They're so focused on their team and the team that they're maybe getting. They don't even know what's going on in the league sometimes, right? They don't. They only know, hey, wait, I heard about this. Like, what's going on there, Chris? You know about that? So we end up talking about a lot of league stuff more than anything. Do I know some things about their teams and all that? Sure. But again, like I said, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty. I don't want them telling me things that might compromise them. I'm not into that. Now, the Trey Lance thing, though, Stugotz?
Yes.
No, I was on Radio Row at the Super Bowl. I said then, and I made some noise with Matt Miyako out in San Francisco. I said, anything's on the board. Trey Lance being traded is a possibility. I think that's what they tried to do. I think they tried to shop him, but nothing happened. So he'll be on the roster, but I don't expect him to beat Sam Darnold out. And I think by the fact that they did try to trade him, I think it tells you what they think of him. And they like Brock Purdy. That's one thing I can tell you for sure from Shanahan, Billy. He likes Brock Purdy a lot, and he thinks he's a player.
He's a flexer.
Something.
This Billy. He's a flexer. He likes to flex Shanahan. Like he's gonna do it with Darnold. Like this is fucking crazy, man.
Well, yes. Well, Darnold again is one of those guys though that we've talked about through the years, where I go, he's got talent. He can play. He's been in the most up situations possible for a young quarterback. Now he's going to get to go to a place where he's going to be like, whoa, wait, nobody taught me that way. Whoa, I never had the advantage of like, we can just run off left tackle for 5 yards every play. And now they just fake it. Whoa, somebody's wide open. He's going to have a support system that he's never had in his life. And that's where, if he's the starter early in the year, don't be shocked if he looks damn good being the quarterback of the 49ers.
How close are you and Kyle? Like, do you guys ever travel together, anything like that, or you guys are just kind of busy? Because, like, I'm wondering, maybe we pencil Kyle in for the 12th through 30th also. You know what I mean?
Film session.
Right.
What do you think?
Get an extra
I don't know.
room.
I mean, if we're going on a vacation, it ain't going somewhere to hang out with you. I know that.
Oh, come on. I'm fun.
That's not nice.
Damn. Damn.
You meant just Billy, right?
Are you fun? Are you sure? I've only seen you be fun once. You were drunk in a garage. I don't know if that's fun or not. I'm not sure.
I don't remember this.
You went to some stupid Marlins ticket thing and you were
in
the garage. So I don't know. I mean, you're going to have us down there. We're going to hang out in the garage and get drunk. I don't know if I want to do that. That doesn't sound that fun.
We have a nice little studio now. We have some amenities. Maybe we take
very nice hotel for Shanahan to stay in.
Maybe we do like a day trip to the Bahamas or something.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see where our relationship goes. I don't think you're in the trust tree with us quite yet, Billy.
Well, you guys, you're going to be down here for 18 days. We're not going to watch film the whole time, you know?
Chris, Billy is very into this. Are you a Black Friday guy? Are you a guy that shops looking for deals? Are you waking up early? What are you doing, Sid?
Of course not. I mean, if I was into deals, I wouldn't be married to the woman I'm married to. All right? Because fuck, she does anything but find deals. She's literally like, wait, they're selling it for more expensive? Let me buy that. I like that one.
That store has it for more.
That store is selling it. It's rare, and they've upped the charge by 100%. I want that. Oh, okay, great. So
I one time, Chris, are you familiar with like Groupon? Do you know the website Groupon or how it works?
I know of it, right?
Okay, yeah. So like it's basically like experiences, things, and you buy them at like discounted rates, right? I like 5-10 years ago had this idea of coming up with the opposite website where I just got normal things and jacked up the price on them and just sold it to rich people that wanted to brag about how much they paid for things.
No doubt. There's definitely that, right? Rich people love to get stuff that like the normal person can't buy, or like Mac Brown, always used to say that, like rich people got everything. The one thing they always want is maybe fame or things they can't buy, right? So he loved giving them free gear, right? Like our Nike Texas gear. They couldn't buy it in the store. They thought it was the coolest thing ever. But yeah, to your point, it probably would work because of that.
All right, Billy, you're into the schedule. Sims only has a few minutes left here. So you want him to pick games? What are we doing?
Well, Chris, first of all, you don't have to work on Christmas this year.
I mean,
you don't have to work.
I don't. I probably have to work on Christmas Eve, which, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Do you have the full Sunday schedule yet?
That's what I was going to.
No, they know.
You do. You do.
There's a lawyer behind the camera.
I swear to you, I would tell you if I knew it. I wouldn't tell you the schedule, but I would tell you if I knew. They're so tight-lipped with it. I was even trying to pry some of my bosses yesterday. I was walking out of NBC, right? And one of them gave me a little hint, and they were like, "You actually talked about this on the pod today." And I was like, "What?" So, but that was because I talked about the Chiefs versus Jared Goff and the Rams, and now we know that's the first game of the year with the Lions visiting the Chiefs, and I'll be there for that. And Mikey, if you're looking for a game to go to or do anything, I'll be there. I can hook you up with tickets. I might be able to hook you up with some other stuff too.
I'll be in touch. I'll be in touch.
Hold on a second. How many tickets?
Be in touch.
Yes. Be in touch.
How many tickets are we talking here? Because there was.
Don't you have a Miguel Cabrera send-off thing?
No, he's retiring. He's retiring, so his season might be done by then. But here's the thing, Chris. There's a little buzz around the new building that maybe Stugotz and I might be going to that opening game to cover it. So maybe the four of us can get together.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
On you,
yeah.
Mike Shanahan.
Show off our film. Show off our film study on air.
Exactly.
We'd be happy to join you. We'd be happy to join the Unbuttoned podcast for the week, or if you need anything on camera for Football Night in America, we'll be there.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'll invoice you after, but I mean,
yeah, right.
Wait, Mikey, what trip do you want to go on? What's a stadium? Because Sims is the perfect guy to ask. He's played in most of them. He's broadcasted most of them.
He has not played in most of these stadiums. Respectfully, Chris. Chris has been out of the league too long.
Okay. Unless it's a really good NFL game, most of the trips are built on the college experience. So I've got a lot of the college schedules because we do a Saturday and a Sunday or a Saturday and a Monday. I will tell you, Austin's on the list this year. Austin's on the list for possibly
let me
up
know.
there. So I will.
There's still like 2 or 3 people down there that like me, and not much more than that, but around there.
Billy, what do you want to do with the schedule here with Chris?
Well, no, so we have the kickoff game that we already talked about, Lions at Chiefs, and then we have week 1.
Who's going to win that game, Chris?
I'm not going against the Michael Jordan of the sport right now, so I'm taking the Chiefs right now.
Oh,
yeah.
I was muted. You beat me to it.
Then we have Monday Night Football, Bills at Jets. Sunday night, you can tell us if you want. Well, you have the kickoff game. Do you have a Sunday night game too, right? Because the kickoff's usually Thursday.
Yeah.
So who's that going to be?
I have no idea, right? I swear to you.
This is going to air after it comes out, so you can tell us the schedule. It'll have already been released by then. No harm, no foul.
I wish. You're right. You're right. I wish I could tell you. I have no freaking idea. I swear to you on everything that I have no
Billy,
idea.
What he doesn't trust us, okay? And he has every right to not trust us because he thinks you'll clip it and put it out today instead of tomorrow. And we would.
Yeah.
All right, who's going to win that Jets Bills game?
Idea, but that Monday night game, that's. I mean,
who is it?
Honestly, well, I think it's a good thing to get them early. You might the energy of your stadium at home with Rodgers. They could be off kilter just a little bit or not hitting on all cylinders. I think that plays into your favor to get them early and maybe get them not prepared or ready to go for what this new Jets attack might be.
You have all the 9/11 energy as well. Like there'll be plenty of buzz in that building.
There'll be definitely. You're exactly right. I forgot about that aspect too. So that'll add another element to that game as well as far as the excitement around it.
It's nice to finally have a quarterback who's played in games like that.
It is. It's awesome. Well, and hey, listen, the Jets, the trade, right? We never even got into that. The trade, right? It was a little expensive to me, I will say. The one thing I didn't like is next year's first round or the conditional, first round pick. Maybe that could happen next year. I feel like the Jets, if they held strong, could have just made it a 2 next year, and they would have still made the trade. The Packers did not want Aaron Rodgers. That wasn't going to happen. But part of that too, the quarterback. You got a guy that's ready for primetime, big time football like that. And I think another reason they were so far into the Rodgers, let's make that happen, is I still think they're trying to salvage Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's the guy that scares you to let him go. Because, I know Mikey, he's not your favorite and all that, but you can at least admit that you've seen him do some things where you go, whoa, there's not a lot of guys that can do that right there. And teams get scared of letting people like that go. And I think they looked at this Rodgers situation to be the best to salvage Zach Wilson as well.
Sims, we're going to need you to help us a little bit getting the Jets on Sunday night. Stu, the last time the Jets threw a touchdown pass on Sunday Night Football was Mark Sanchez to Plaxico Burress.
Oh, my gosh.
You're going to get a Sunday night game this year.
I would say.
Well, if Sims says so.
I would think for sure. I would think the Jets are going to be – well, no, from all the talk, I think the Jets are going to be exhausted in standalone games in the first 8 or 9 weeks of the season, right? They're going to protect themselves, in case it does fall apart or it's not good. They don't want like they did with the Broncos and Russell Wilson last year, where we're like, what? We got to watch them right now? Are you kidding me? Week 16, they're the standalone game. They stink. So I think we're going to see a lot of primetime Jets early in the year.
There's 5 international games this year, 3 in London, 2 in Germany. Most are on NFL Network. There's 1 on ESPN Plus.
Right.
Is that one thing that you wish that you would do with NBC is go like international for these games?
I actually do. We have a huge following, right, in the UK because we have a partnership with Sky Sports. So really, like you look at, if I haven't asked me anything on my podcast or anything with Florio on PFT, I mean, half the comments are from overseas. So we do have a really big following there. I would love to see that and be a part of it. And the NFL want a division over in Europe. They do. And I think they think that Germany is the prime spot. I think that's what Germany proved to them last year a little bit. Maybe even more than the UK. And to me, this year is a little different. They gave them some marquee players and some marquee games overseas. And I think that's just part of this extra push to make it happen.
Sims, they gave Germany the Chiefs. I mean, you can't have the return to Arrowhead be in Frankfurt, Germany. I mean, for Tyreek Hill.
Right. I mean, you got the Michael Jordan of the sport versus a team that's an all-star team and got a quarterback that, of course, everybody knows and likes to. So you got to have, there's a game there with like maybe more freaks on the field than any other game you can find in the NFL other than like the Eagles versus the 49ers. So yeah, I think that says a lot. And you have a Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen matchup in London. So we haven't seen that. And I think that tells you where the NFL's head is at right now.
Well, the poor Jaguars, they're just sending them there for 2 consecutive weeks. They're like, go to London and stay there because you're playing back-to-back games there, week 4 and 5. But you're going to have Josh Allen and you're going to have Trevor Lawrence play each other.
I know, right? Some marquee matchups there. So that's where, I feel like in a lot of years they were like, hey, let's just put a team and, that's somewhat good. And I feel like this year it was like, no, let's put our best players over there, are some of our marquee teams, and let's, show them what we really have to offer. And it makes me think they think they're getting close here to making this happen sometime in the next 5 to 10 years.
Unbuttoned Podcast, you can check them out there. PFT with Mike Florio every day on Peacock. You can check them out there. And, of course, when the season rolls back around, and it will come quickly, Football Night in America every Sunday night on NBC. Last thing on the way out, the team that improved the most in the offseason was who?
Ooh, that's a good one. Damn, I wish let me think about that for a second here.
Okay. The Jets? Dolphins.
The Eagles won.
The Eagles
are
so good.
I mean, the Eagles won the draft. I will say that. I mean, it's crazy.
I like what your Giants did.
The Giants had a great offseason. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. I know I'm trying to think. Your Jets weren't bad, certainly. Another team, here's a team I'll throw out to you. Atlanta had an awesome offseason.
Yeah.
Atlanta did some special things. Not only getting Bijan Robinson, they got a good tight end to go along with it. And then some of the moves they made on the defensive side of the ball to get Jesse Bates from the Bengals, to get Bud Dupree, where I think it's like 2 years removed from his ACL injury. Watch out for him here that way. So they're a team that I looked at to go, they improved their team this year. And I wouldn't be shocked if they stole the NFC South.
At CSimsQB on Twitter. We missed you, buddy. We'll see you June 12th down here with Kyle Shanahan, okay?
All right, I'll see you there. Book the flights. All right, I want the best room at the Vienna Hotel, okay? That's what I want. That's all I'm asking.
Done. You got it.
All right.
Okay.
See you guys.
See ya.
Peace.
Oh, do I miss Chris Sims?
I do too. I like rested Chris Sims.
Vacation Sims.
Yeah. What's your favorite Chris
Sims?
What is your favorite Chris Sims? Mine is late season. He's exhausted. He's cranky. He's angry, and he wants to fire people. That's my favorite Sims.
Angry at Billy.
I was gonna say, I don't think he ever wants to fire people. I think he just wants to fight me exclusively. Like it's not a firing people thing. He just has no time for me.
Yeah, but I don't get the relationship because you're constantly telling me that you love Chris Sims, and I know you do.
Yeah.
And Sims is constantly telling me that he loves Billy Gill, and I know that he does. It's genuine, But why does it seem like he wants to punch you in the face?
Well, I think we just both like playing hard to get. You know what I mean? Like neither one of us wants to admit that we love the other one. I invited him to town. I told him to spend 18 days with us, and he didn't want to.
I didn't hear him say that. I didn't hear him say he didn't want to.
He said put it in pencil with a big eraser.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a step. We're starting.
We would have fun if Sims came down here, man. We would, but he would get he's got to be careful with the sun.
What are you doing there? Just his fair skin.
He's pale.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh God.
I got excited for football there, though. I mean, I did. He got me
Okay.
excited. I mean, Billy asking him to break down games.
What are we having him on for if he's not going to break down games? Jeez.
I love. Listen, I
Tell
love
us nothing about Kyle Shanahan. I mean,
No,
how many
and I
times
think
are we
you're
gonna do
right. Like, what is the point at this point of being friends with Kyle Shanahan? If he's not going to give you anything that you can use for your work, like, what are you still hanging around them for?
That? Doesn't seem like a barrel of laughs exactly. You know what I mean?
I asked him to come on with Sims. He tells me to get lost. I mean,
I was worried because I was looking at the schedule when it came out, and I don't know if you guys know this, there's a New Year's Eve game this year.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's actually a good one. It's Bengals and Chiefs.
It's a great game.
Yeah. On New Year's Eve, and they're doing it a smart way. They're starting at 4:25, so we're not going to be going up until midnight with this game. And then I thought, well, wow, what is this doing in the college football playoffs? College football playoffs are now going to be New Year's Day, so we're not going to have that same situation that we had last year where we're ringing in the New Year at midnight. So now both college football playoffs are going to be Monday, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, Bengals, Chiefs. There's 2 Christmas games this year. There's a Sunday Christmas Eve, so the Christmas Eve is going to be basically full slate of games. There's a Friday night game on Black Friday. There's the Thursday night games. There's a Monday night. I'm excited. Football's back.
I love football is back. It's May.
Yeah, I know. I guess it's not back yet, but it's almost back.
We should have made Sims go through like the entire Sunday and just give us the winner, like week 13, Chiefs at Bills, who wins? Like I want to see one of those. Yeah, this team loses. Why not? Week 15.
Do you believe that he doesn't know the Sunday night schedule? Because I don't. I think that he knows
I
something.
don't believe it at all.
He's not telling us something.
I firmly believe that Chris Sims knows every Sunday night football game, knows the schedule, knows where the games are being played, and simply cannot tell us. We tried.
And who wins?
Yeah.
And who wins. We tried to pry it out of him, but he ain't giving that to us, Billy. He's going to give that to us before he puts it on his own platform.
Well, we have a day. Look, spoiler alert in TV land out there. It's not Friday when we're doing this.
Don't say that.
So by the time he tells us, we're not going to put it out in advance. It takes us forever to do everything.
Right, but he doesn't trust us. That's what I was trying to tell you during the interview.
Yeah,
He has every
It's a good call.
Part makes me
It's a
sad.
good call.
Yeah. What, that he doesn't trust you?
I feel like we're trustworthy. What have we done to him?
I know I'm not. I mean,
Maybe Shanahan doesn't trust Sims.
well, now you're on to something. Mikey, are we any closer to figuring out where, because you love these football trips. You go on them every single year, and they are college-based, so you kind of figure out your weekend after you figure out which college, which campus you want to go visit here. Have you gotten any closer to figuring that out after talking to Sims?
Yes, it sounds like whatever it is, I'm going to go somewhere where he's going to hook me up.
That's
Wherever that is.
That's
yes.
a good call.
You have to wait for the Sunday night schedule now.
Yes.
Here's the funny thing about Sims. Even while being a former quarterback at the University of Texas, it's the place where he has the least access to.
Yes.
Like, if
He
you
can
want to go
help
to
me.
Texas, we know Ricky Williams. He's beloved there, okay? We can maybe help you out there, you know?
It's a different kind of trip.
Yeah.
My kind of trip.
I'm looking at Texas's schedule because you said you wanted to go to Austin. I feel like the games that you would maybe have circled are the Oklahoma game, the BYU game, and the Texas Tech game, right?
Yes, I have it. Yes, I have those. I'm sorry, I'm going through. Yes, those are the
Why,
games.
Billy, are you trying to match them up with NFL games that have already been announced at the time of recording?
Kansas State, another one.
Yeah, I was looking at that one as a maybe. Kansas State. No, I'm just trying to figure out. No, because I mean, what team? I guess you would go to Dallas, right? If you're
Dallas.
going to, yeah.
Yeah, you have to go to Dallas. But Mikey, what's the college campus you haven't been to or the college venue that you're dying to go to?
Michigan, Texas, and Georgia. But Georgia's going to be next year because their home slate is terrible this year.
So this thing's coming down to Ann Arbor and Austin, Texas, essentially.
Oh,
Big house.
It depends on what I can get.
Okay.
Depends on what I can get. The big house, yeah. Michigan,
you would have to pair. Is the Ohio State game at Michigan this year?
It is, but that's also Thanksgiving week, so we can't do it.
Okay. You're going to have to pair it up with, like, I'm trying to think what's close.
Purdue.
Either a Bears game,
Purdue
a
or
Lions
Indiana.
game. No, but an NFL game, like a Bears game.
It would be a Lions game.
Okay, Lions game. And the Lions are good. I mean, yeah. Billy's golf joke. We all sprinted to the microphone to make it. Billy got there first.
Who would you? I'm trying to see who would you. Michigan doesn't have a great.
No, it's terrible.
There.
It's awesome.
I'd have to see a really good Lions game to go.
And I'll be honest, I've been to Michigan, Mikey, and I've been to the Big House. A little overrated. I'll be honest.
I'm sure.
Overrated.
Is this the? Have you gone to Notre Dame yet? Is this the year maybe you use those connections?
I'm gonna say that's not only that's likely.
Really?
I mean, Notre Dame's got Ohio State and USC at home.
So who do you match up NFL wise? Is it then you have to go to a Colts game because you can
Chicago.
really get a lot of places
Chicago.
from Notre Dame, Chicago,
or and here's an interesting. This is where Sims comes in.
or Green Bay.
If I get a good Bengals Sunday night game, that's a 3-hour and 45-minute drive.
Wow,
not bad.
A good Bengals Sunday night game.
It seems like that's what you're angling for. Kansas City is close too.
That's what I'm hoping for. I did Kansas City 2 years ago.
Oh, you did. All right. So you want to go to Cincinnati. So Notre Dame under the Golick umbrella, and then Cincinnati on a Sunday night under the Sims umbrella. This is why we do this show.
This is why we do it. To get me access.
He just sent us a text, Sims. Always fun, dudes. I mean, I love him.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's never gonna come hang out with us though.
Who wants to still punch you in the face?
Well, you know, Mikey. I told you he's a strong guy, man. He grabbed me by the neck. He grabbed me by the neck the first time when we saw him at Radio Row, and I was like, oh, let me behave myself.
Wait, Billy, how do you know you were drunk at a Marlins event? What?
I joined.
You called in.
I joined you guys on FaceTime from the parking garage, and it wasn't drunk. I went to a tequila tasting or something. I completely forgot about that when he's like, "I saw you drunk in a garage." I'm like, "What are you talking about, sir?"
I'm picturing you drunk dialing Sims from your own garage.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. Oh, Chris Sims, what a great guy. All right, Mikey. So we have your trip. We have your trip figured out, man.
We have not figured anything out.
We have not figured anything. We have ideas. We got to see how it comes out.
I think Notre Dame and Cincinnati is achievable for you. I think they're close enough. You can make a quick drive after the Notre Dame game.
Yeah, but Notre Dame has like 2 desirable games: Ohio State and USC.
Right, and they have to be on the same weekend as the big.
Because you're not.
Golick's told me Ohio State's the game to go to because they're going to win that game.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to want to pair it with Tennessee State or something. You know what I mean?
No.
Don't you want to go to a game where Notre Dame's going to lose? Doesn't that serve us well? I mean, you sitting there with Golick being miserable? Because that's our favorite Golick. Is a miserable Golick after a Notre Dame loss. I mean,
the Golicks equating me with anything bad is not good for me.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
I need the Golicks happy when I'm around.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll be happy until the game's over. I mean, and then you're off to
look over.
Right.
Yeah. Bye.
Maybe go to a bad game so they'll be happy.
Billy, they lost to some bad teams last year.
That's true.
Remember the whole play like a mediocre team today?
Yeah, Marshall.
Play like a second round pick today.
God bless football, guys.